their hidden units!
In this battle, I'm going to be trying the Slavs against Himyar. Himyar being a very dangerous faction, having the Author's Chosen and the these guys over here, the Almakas Lancers. And I've tried something very weird here. I just wanted to see if a line of 8 of these poisoned Slavic hunters and poison hunters could work. I also have 4 Perun's Axes, 1 Warlord's Guard, and I have a total of 6 of these Svarog's Raiders and Slavic Horse Raiders. Early on, I'm going to move up with my Svarog's Raiders. They were guerrilla deployed. I'm going to start doing damage to Almakas Lancers. They will not get a missile block when I'm firing into their backs like this, but they do have a lot of health. I only have 90. Let's see, they have 125 missile damage now because I'm activating precision shot. So I should be able to kill some of Almakas Lancers, but they're such a sturdy unit that it's going to be difficult. Now they're starting to drop. And Obelix is rushing me, or at least rushing towards these guys. So I have to make sure that they're not singled out. And taking down 10 Almakas Lancers, a fairly decent result for early skirmishing. I do get exhausted, so Obelix might have been able to catch me here, I'm not really sure. But I've used a lot of my ammunition, and I haven't gotten as many kills as I need, I feel. So I'm going to move up here. This is the shielded side of the Armored Camel Warriors. Some missiles might be hitting the backs of these models, I'm not really sure. But they do have a lot of health, so taking care of the enemy cavalry takes priority for me here. I think this was the first battle I tried as the Slavs. So over here, Almakas are also taking skirmish fire. Need to pull out here because I'm taking fire from these slingers. But good mobility on these guys, so I'm going to try to move around a bit. But I think I made a mistake early on, not just in my army composition, but also in my deployment. Everything is very close together here. And it's going to be fairly easy to rush me, I think. But here's the power of a full line of poisoned archers against the desert hurlers. Using the extended range. Obelix is being smart though, he's keeping his units spaced well apart, so I'm only able to fire at a single unit at a time. Using my Slavic Horse Raiders, going in, I just want to create some chaos in his lines, stop a few units, get into the desert hurlers with the Slavic Horse Raiders, charging into multiple units here. I just want to hold them and do damage with the poison guys. So, Armored Camel Warriors instantly exhausted. Armored Camel Warriors instantly exhausted. Notice how slow they become now. They are dropping very fast. So I want to see how well these Perun's Axes can do on the charge against the Armored Camel Warriors. So I'm giving them a charge, the Armored Camel Warriors, but the Armored Camel Warriors, they just don't care. I messed up my timing, so the Armored Camel Warriors are going to be able to hit several units. And Author's Chosen haven't been taken down enough. So this is already not looking good for me. But I wanted to see how well these poison dudes would do just standing and firing and then pulling back because the enemy was exhausted. So doing a bit of damage to the Desert Chieftain over here. Perun's Axes didn't get too many kills. They were charged by Author's Chosen, so that's not to be expected. But this is perhaps the biggest mistake I'm making in this battle. I'm sending in my Warlord's Guard into this death blob. And I'm taking care of the Armored Camel Warriors. I've managed to pull away all of my archers, but this is a huge mistake I'm making, and these are the kinds of mistakes that cost you games, essentially. Because now I don't really have control over where my guys are firing, there's so much micro going on, so I'm starting to cause friendly fire, and over here I'm essentially going to be killing my own general with exhausting him and poisoning him. So, huge mistake being made here. This is just because of inexperience and bad micro.
Of this unit now.
So, focusing down the Armored Camel Warriors with the poison dudes, the Armored Camel Warriors are dropping nicely. But the general here, that's the main problem.
Our general is dead.
My general is dead now. He only got 4 kills. So now Obelix is rolling in with his camel warriors. I'm not pulling away in time. And the experiment has failed. The Slavic horse raiders got into Almakar's lancers here to stop them. But the general being dead is going to be a huge problem because the Slav morale isn't the greatest. I'm doing a bit more damage here against the armored camels and against the Kushite Shotalai. But once again, just being a bit too slow in disengaging. And I have no idea what these Svarog's raiders are doing. Now they're turning around and focusing on the correct units. But yeah, this is not a good performance by me whatsoever. I'm not splitting up my units when kiting away. Just too many noob mistakes here. So I'm going to try to use my poison hunters to fire on this blob. And a lot of men are going to die from both the Desert Chieftain and the Shotalai and the armored camel warriors. So the armored camel warriors actually break. But balance of power is a problem for me now. And I've managed to hit so many of my own units that I've exhausted a lot of my archers. Let's see. They are not exhausted, they are not exhausted. These guys are exhausted and these guys are exhausted. So I'm starting to waver due to balance of power. And I think the units I have left could be enough to kill what's left on the field for Obelix. However, I just didn't have enough control over my units when the main engagement started. And I had a bad deployment and I had a bad army. So this was the first battle with the poison against the Himyar. However, I'd say that this was a very close, very close battle, considering that this army has no melee cavalry, no shock cavalry, and I learned a lot from that battle. 8 of the poison dudes, it can work. I would certainly bring fewer of the Svarog's raiders. They cost me way too much. So instead of something like this. If I was to modify that army against the Himyar, the Slavic axe warriors are still going to be in. The Slavic hunters are still going to be in. But I want some additional infantry. I want some additional infantry to be able to hold a bit better, go up in shield wall, and Perun's champions are a good choice for that, I think. So I'm going to have Slavic horse raiders instead of Svarog's raiders, and for some additional killing power on key units like enemy cavalry, I'm probably going to want some I think I'm going to go for 1 poison hunter to snipe any important enemy units that venture near my lines, and Slavic noble skirmishers as well. Quite annoying that I lack 50. Only lack 50 funds there to... only lack 50 funds. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take out the Slavic horse raiders. Then I'm going to take in 2 Slavic raiders. And now I have the army that I want. So the Slavic noble skirmishers, they are going to pour the fire into any cavalry that ventures towards the Slav lines. I wouldn't. I mean, sending in these Slavic axe warriors against cavalry like I did, and against the Himyar's chosen, instead of just pulling back and giving the poison archers the time to do their thing, that was quite disastrous. So I think pulling back the infantry, and then while pulling back, allowing the Slav noble skirmishers to fire and not sending in the general to die, I think that would have been the ticket in that particular battle. I don't think it would be impossible at all, but taking on the full force of a Himyar army with these guys, making the mistakes I did, the battle was still very close because of the power of the poison. Spreading them out more, could have been very effective. Of course, not causing friendly fire would have been even more effective. I killed quite a number of my own men, most notably my own general there. But I also think 6 horse skirmishers, I've rarely been able to do well in Attila when I have more than 4 horse skirmishers, because at some point some horse skirmishers are going to have to be used to stop enemy cavalry to get into skirmishers and stuff like that before they've used all of their ammunition. So either being super patient, using all of the ammunition and then going in, but more infantry seems to be the ticket with the Slavs. Some tanky infantry, some chargy infantry. You could of course also bring spears should you so choose, but that would of course leave you with fewer of the poison archers. But it's entirely possible should you choose to bring, for example, Slavic spears. They can offer some additional cavalry killing power, but I do like having the Slavic noble skirmishers for the very quick killing power they offer, with precision shot plus 50% missile damage and a 30 bonus. They can kill heavily armored cavalry very quickly. Strength and honor.